Costanza really just hated that trade. But the other rumor that's out there with the Yankees, and quite frankly, I don't want them to get him, is Trevor McGill, the closer from the
Really,
Brewers.
is he not good? They say he throws.
No, he's good. He's good, but he didn't deal well with New York. In that first series last year, he was yelling about the torpedo bats more than anybody and saying that they should be banished. And he said they'll never be banished because they're the New York Yankees. Meanwhile, people have been using torpedo bats for a couple of years already. But he opened the 25 season with the Brewers and made so many comments about it. And his brother has been in the Mets organization for a few years, up and down, and pitched well for them. So he might have some insight into some of the New York stories. I wouldn't bring a guy into New York, but I mean, we've seen it with Sonny Gray, and we've seen it with, Easy Ed Whitson and Andy Hawkins and these guys that didn't want to be in New York. I don't want to bring those guys here. Screw them.
And I don't know how. I don't quite know how some of these guys are going to make it. I am also having a great time listening to the Sonny Gray ongoing Sonny Gray.
Oh, it's great. The back and forth with Cashman. When Cashman, his agent said his agent made him tell us that he wanted to be here, and then a year and a half later, I never wanted to be here.
I never said that. And then his agent threw him under the bus.
Yes.
Maybe he's not with him anymore.
I don't know. All I know is when the Yankees got Sonny Gray, not knowing that he was not really wanting to be in New York, I really thought he was going to be a stud for the Yankees. I picked him early in the fantasy draft.
Well, you saw him in Oakland. You saw him in Oakland all those
I know,
years.
and I said to Osti that I think he's going to be a Cy Young contender. I said all sorts of great things about Sonny Gray. So, who says I am any good at picking players? Obviously, I'm sitting here on a freaking podcast with you, so I am not.
Hey, no, don't be mean. Now you're getting testy.
I just said I'm here with you. So I went through the Yankees farm system today, all right? And I looked at the age of the guys and the year that they should arrive. And the Yankees have 7 pitchers in their top 30 prospects that are scheduled to arrive in 2026. So that would mean that they're major league ready pitchers. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're major league ready top of the rotation pitchers, right? They don't have very many position players that are scheduled to make it. Lombard's scheduled for 27. The guy that really cracks me up is TJ Rumfeld. He's 26 years old. He's 25 years old. Had monster seasons the last 2 years at AA and then at AAA for full seasons. And, he's a first baseman, left-handed hitter. Roderick Arias had a horrible last season and a half and has dropped near the bottom of the Yankees top 30 after being in a top 5 of the top 30. And then he's scheduled for 27. There's another guy that they have, Caden Kent is now the guy that everybody's having their wet dreams about. He's a 19-year-old kid, shortstop, who had more walks than strikeouts at rookie ball. And he's a stud fielder and speedster. So if you look at all of these things, right?
And how old is he? 14?
He's 19.
Oh, he's ready. They'll have knowing the Yankees, they'll wait till he's 26. and then they'll send him off in a trade.
So the funniest thing I read is, all right, you ready? Spencer Jones is 24 right now, and Dominguez is not going to be 23 until February. Dominguez is younger than Jones, Spencer Jones.
Yeah, I mean, Dominguez is ridiculously young. And you wonder if they've been saying how great he is because he's so young. He has missed out on a lot of
stuff. So depending on what you get in trades, Jones or Dominguez or both should both get traded. I would trade Rice because of the history of Yankee prospects not having longevity, and I don't think Rice's value is going to be any higher. Now, granted, you have to have a first baseman because I don't think Rumfield, well, I can call him Rumsfeld because, he could be the Department of Defense guy under Trump.
Or the war.
But Rumfield,
Department of War.
I don't think Rumfield is the answer. But, obviously if they could trade Jazz, I think Jazz is tradable, but what do you get? You have nobody to replace him. And then McMahon is, I think, untradeable despite what everybody else is saying. And then from the starting rotation, they could trade Heel or Warren off of their current roster if they're going to figure out how to get a starter back into the rotation, or they could even trade Schmidt knowing he's not going to pitch until September, even though, we'll see what happens there. But they have 7 guys: LaGrange, Hampton, Selvage, Beck, Carr, Smith, and Cone. And Harrison, one of the guys, Carr, is a pus-throwing left-hander.
Wow, love
He's
it.
26. He's 23 years old. Most of these guys are between 22 and 25 years old. So if you want to trade to a team that's looking to dump salary, you've got some stuff you can trade, major league ready and major league roster players. And the
Okay.
first guy that I had, by the way, the Yankees have three guys that are going to be picked. Last year they had four guys. This year they're going to have at least three guys that are going to get scooped up tomorrow in the Rule 5 draft. That's Brock Selvage, who's a left-handed starting pitcher, but probably a relief pitcher in the majors. Brendan Beck, who is a starter in the majors, but he's 27 years old already. So that's
Hmm.
one of the reasons he's there. And then the third guy that is Rule 5 eligible is Harrison Cone, who's a right-handed pitcher who is likely to be a back-end starter, middle reliever guy at the major league level. And they're both; those guys are all 2026 ready players. So these are the type of guys that can go in the Rule 5 draft, and guys would keep them on their major league roster because they're major league ready. Out of all of those guys, Selvage is the guy with the biggest upside, although Beck has a pretty big upside too. But he's been both Selvage and Beck are injury prone. So if you go by that, and you go by the fact that the team that is looking to dump salary probably more than any other team is the Padres.
So there's your opportunity. You've
There's
got
there's your there's that's why I came upon Tatis as being the player of choice for me.
that's where I would go.
And if I
Right-handed
was the
batter,
Yankees
impact
with
player.
Tatis as the player of choice, I would let them have Jones or Dominguez, whichever one they want. And I
How
would
about
say, which
both?
one do you want?
How about
Right?
both?
Dominguez has I think 5 more years of control, and Jones has
Probably
7.
need some young arms, though. I would say they're
Well,
probably thinking they need.
let's go from there. I would also give them either Heel or Warren because they need a starting pitcher.
Hmm.
They need bullpen pieces, but the Yankees don't have any bullpen pieces. But they could throw in, one of those guys, Beck or one of those guys, to go in there. And if they were willing to give up Cronenworth as well, who could play first base this year and second base next year, and plays both of them well defensively, although he's a left-handed bat, I would give them the option to have Rice in the deal because Cronenworth's a proven commodity and he makes $12 million a year. Tatis, Yankees would have to pay him 9 years, $292 million, but for luxury tax purposes, again, assuming that the collective bargaining agreement doesn't change too much, he's only a $24 million player. So you're going to be paying him for 9 years, which takes him to his year 36 season. And Bellinger is 31 now, and he's going to take at least 4 and 120 or 5 and 145. And you're going to be paying him till his year 36 season, but you're only getting him for 5 years, and you're getting Tatis at year 27. He's in his freaking prime.
Yeah, I would
So you got
go.
to give up the farm to get a guy like Tatis.
Then do it,
So,
but it's
so
worth
yeah,
it.
so you give up Heel or Warren, you give up Jones or Dominguez, and you give up a bunch of pitchers. And if they want to throw in Cronenworth, you can give them Rice because Rice has another 5 years of control as well. The Padres are dumping salary left and right. Now, ideally, what the Yankees could say to them is, we want you to take Jazz just to get some money off our books since we're taking $36 million off of your books. If we give you 7 of these players or 6 of these players, you're only taking on 12 for Jazz and 5 million for the rest of them, $17 million, and we're taking 36 off of your books. And I would do it. I would send it, and then you have Cronenworth at second base. Then you have to deal with Rumfield at first base, and you've actually replaced 2 players that you need to. You have 2 players you replace. You got rid of Jazz, and Cronenworth makes $4 million less. It makes about the same as Jazz at 12 million. And you've got Tatis, who makes less than what it would take to get Bellinger back. And I don't think there's any doubt that Tatis is a better player than Bellinger. And so you give up 5 or 6 guys for those 2 players, and your team is very different. I mean, Tatis could bat leadoff for you. Cronenworth is a good bat as well.
That's right.
What do you think of that as a big come out of nowhere type of
Do
deal?
the frickin' deal.
So the other team I think the Yankees can target, and it all depends on whether or not the Cubs could sign Bregman, because if they sign Bregman, they have an excess of infielders because Bregman can play third or second. Shaw is their stud minor league, their stud prospect who was up all last year and did okay. He would play either third or second. And they've got Dansby Swanson at shortstop. Interestingly enough, Dansby Swanson was the first pick in the draft and Bregman the second pick of the draft in the same draft. And it would be funny for them to be playing together. That's why Bregman wears number 2, by the way, is because he was the second pick and was pissed.
Oh,
If that's the case, the Yankees could potentially shake loose Nico Horner.
yeah.
And if they're going to shake loose Nico Horner, the Cubs' needs are a rotation. Yes, they need a top of the rotation guy, but I don't know that they're going to get a top of the rotation guy. So they can give up, Heel or Warren if they haven't given them up for something else. They need pen help, but the Yankees can't help them with pen help at all. But, if they sign Bregman, they're going to need to dump salary. And Horner gave up. He's got 2 years of control left. He could play second, short, or third, to be quite honest. He could be their leadoff hitter. And he won't cost them nearly as much as Tatis. And it would still free them up potentially to trade everybody's favorite second baseman, Jazz Chisholm, for something else in another deal. So that's another possibility. The Yankees can get a leadoff hitter.
All right.
What do you think of that possibility?
All right, my friend. Let's hope. Do you think it's going to happen?
Before we go, I've got 2 other places I was looking at. I didn't think they were good matches. As much as I wanted Stephen Kwan, the Yankees don't have what the Guardians need. They want a right-handed power bat in the outfield, and they lost 2 of their bullpen pieces, obviously. So the Yankees don't really match up with them, even though they like to keep their payroll down. Their payroll right now is only $69 million. And the Brewers are not a good match for the Yankees because although they do need a backup catcher and a utility infielder, which the Yankees have, the Yankees don't have enough to get a guy like Peralta. They just don't. It's not a good match for them. Tatis would be the big win for me.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've made up a BS trade, just like every other podcaster out there, and you've helped me make it by saying their prospects are mediocre.
Time to go. Send them.
So we will do tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. We might have to change the time of our live show tomorrow, but we're on YouTube. Yesterday's show's on YouTube. Today's show will be on YouTube, and we'll spread it across social media as well. Thank you, everybody, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.